So I'm guessing you want to know how much I spend every month living in London. And well, that's exactly what I'm going to tell you. And what I've done is I've taken an average amount over the past few months that I've been living in London, just so then I can give a more well-rounded picture of what my spending looks like month on month. So as a total, my average monthly expense is around £1,346. And I'm going to break this down into 13 different categories and explain to you what these categories are and how much I spend on average each month within each area. So the first category that comes in my spending is groceries, and on average I spend about £124 a month. And I used to just go and shop at Tesco, but more recently I have been ordering HelloFresh, which has been super convenient, but it is slightly more expensive. So right now my grocery cost per month is a bit higher than £124, but when I used to shop at Tesco all the time, it used to be much lower, but now I ensure that I eat healthily and have good, decent meals every day. Our next category of expenditure is eating out. And that means if you're buying food, whether it's at lunchtime at work, or if I decide to buy food after work or eat in a restaurant or get a takeaway at home, anything that involves me not having to cook myself in the flat, that I class as eating out. And that total sums to around £86 every month. Yeah, this value probably seems quite low, but I guess I just don't really eat out a lot. And when I do, because I don't drink alcohol, that definitely significantly reduces the cost that comes out from, well, eating out. Next up, we have self-education. So whether it be buying books like this one here, or buying courses online, or even just having an audiobook sort of subscription, I probably spend on average around £8 a month on this. And to be honest, this is not a really bad expenditure, not because the amount that I'm spending is low, but it's the fact that it more so counts as an investment on yourself rather than anything else. The next category we have is exercise, and whether I'm going mountain biking, swimming, or even climbing, this comes at an expense. So on average monthly, I spend about £63. Yeah, I'm gonna just take all this stuff off again. Yeah, so these expenses, most notably for mountain biking, are more or less sort of like one-off big expenses that I've aggregated over the few months because, well, going mountain biking is pretty much free for me. All I have to do is ensure my bike is well maintained, and that is the big cost. But if you spread it out and you throw in the swimming that I do and the bouldering, then it comes out to, like I said, around £63 a month. And well, as you haven't been able to see already, I am quite the fashion icon, and that is why every month I spend £12 on clothing. As you can tell, I'm clearly not, because if you do watch my YouTube videos, you'll notice that I literally wear two different colors, which is either a white t-shirt and black shorts or a black hoodie, and that is pretty much my outfit. So yeah, I'm not really into fashion, and I only really buy clothes for utility, and so yeah, that's why my expenditure for clothing is so low. Next up, we have the largest expenditure every month, and that is my rent, and that comes out to £700 per month. I want to emphasize that this is purely just the rent, so there's no bills, there's no other taxes or anything like that included in this figure. I am currently living with someone else in a separate room, so there's like 2 rooms in this flat, and we each have a bathroom and shower each. And the total rent cost of this flat is £1,400 a month, and that's why my half of that is £700. Okay, moving on to utility bills. So this comes to around £80 a month, and that includes things like electricity, water, and Wi-Fi. And to finally round off the cost of actually being able to have a place to stay in London, my council tax comes out to around an average of £114 a month. So the next expenditure is transport, and transport for me in essence includes everything like TfL and also taking national rails and buses and everything related to that in essence. And that comes to around an average of £59 a month. And to ensure my trim is looking fresh every month, Jesus Christ, I am never saying trim ever again. That comes out to a cost of £13 every month. And my barber's actually been like raising and decreasing prices, but that's why it's a weird £13. But yeah, that's how much on average it has costed me to get a haircut every month. Okay, next up we have recreation, which is basically everything that I do with other people that is not like sports related or anything like that. So for example, going to electric shuffle, which is like this little games thing, or going bowling or playing mini golf or anything like, you know, along those lines, like cinema or anything you do that's fun, that's not like sporty, I class as recreation. And per month, my recreational expense comes out to around £73. I have one small little expense which comes under the technology category, and on average that costs around £1 a month. And that is basically my iCloud subscription, so that I have enough storage on my phone for backups and so on. Lastly, I have some expenses related to my YouTube channel, and on average in a month they come out to around £13, which is basically stuff to cover my subscription so that I can use certain types of music, and also I have a subscription to Canva to create some graphics and so on for my video. So there we have it. That is my total monthly expenditure living in London as a software engineer. And yeah, as I said before, that comes to around £1,346. And if you enjoyed this video, consider liking, subscribing, and comment down below what you think about my spendings in London as a software engineer.